The weather for most of the country, really, and then there was us enjoying a little bit of sunshine. I know friends and family were texting me, look at the snow here in Texas, look at what's going on here in Tennessee, and how's your weather there in LA? And I didn't want to say exactly. I actually did not send a photo. I was tempted about the sunshine that we had yesterday, but I did not do that. I didn't want to rub it in. But yes, we really had a lot to be grateful for here with the sunshine and the mild conditions. 53 degrees today, or right now rather, and then today, this afternoon, really beautiful conditions with temperatures getting slightly above the average. Yesterday, we warmed up to a nice 71 degrees, which was above normal. We had a cool-ish weekend, but it really was not bad at all. We had some sunshine as well in the afternoon. Looking at the rain, we had the first 4 days of the month with measurable rain in downtown, and we had a couple of blips of some sprinkles here and there, but nothing measurable. I don't foresee anything coming our way for at least the next 10 days plus. So maybe February 8th or 9th could be the next system moving our way. Otherwise, we do have some surplus here. We have some rain that's in the bucket, 7.54 inches above seasonal average. So that has helped us so far. All that rain we have gotten so far this season has also helped to mitigate our fire danger. 72 today, a degree up from yesterday. Our sunset time at 5:18 later this afternoon. And here are the highs we're expecting today. Anywhere from 61 up in Victorville, 72 in Ontario, 73 in Santa Ana, to that 71 in Santa Monica. Even up in Big Bear, beautiful 49 degrees with sunshine later this afternoon. All right, let's head back up to Stu in Sky Fog, get another look at what's going on outside. Hey, Stu.
Hey, good morning, Maria. Is it Monday traffic troubles? Not so much trouble. Apparently there was a report of an accident out here. This is going to be on the westbound 10. We're over the mid-city area. That's singular, not plural. And you can see it right there. A lot of slow and go, a lot of stopped, actually. Maybe the traffic accident is around the corner. We've been looking. I haven't seen it, but they were reporting it at Crenshaw. Now, that 10 freeway moving very, very slowly westbound. This isn't the usual slowing because it's happening right about Crenshaw Boulevard, and that actually is pretty good. Usually you're on the brakes from about Vermont, which is much closer to the 110. This morning, if the westbound is your drive, give yourself a little extra time. Eastbound from the 405 out to the 110, looking fantastic. You're topping out at freeway speeds. Sending it back to y'all in the studio.
All right, Stu, thank you. There's a new list of vaccine recommendations now from the American Academy of Pediatrics, and they largely ignore the latest federal guidance. Vaccinations continue to be a heated political topic. All states with Democratic governors, in fact, have announced that they will not follow federal guidelines, and only 4 states led by Republicans have done the same. The disconnect between advice from doctors and the CDC has confused many parents who wonder what is the best thing to do. Well, the Academy is continuing to recommend getting shots against hepatitis A and B, flu, and meningitis. 12 major medical and healthcare organizations endorsed this advice, despite the CDC narrowing down its vaccination guidelines.
Another sign that LA County continues to recover from last year's wildfires. Tomorrow, students will return to the main campus at Palisades Charter High School. The campus was badly damaged last year during the Palisades fire. Parents and community members will line the streets to show support for the reopening. Today, faculty and staff are preparing the campus, which includes new bungalows.
A week-long celebration of Long Beach's diverse food scene is happening right now.
Coco McAvoy live at one of those places taking part in Long Beach Black Restaurant Week. Coco.
Hey there, we love Long Beach Black Restaurant Week. We are talking about some amazing restaurants, including Miller Butler Pizza that is in the Partake Collective. I am here with Chef Ahmad Butler, also here with Chef Jelana Miller, husband and wife duo. They're truly amazing. I'm going to start with you, Ahmad. If you can talk about Miller Butler Pizza and what really makes it special.
Well, what makes it special is everything's is artisan. It's all handmade. We do a 48-hour ferment on our dough. We use fresh products from the farmer's market. We know our tomato canners personally. All of our sauces are made in-house. So, you know, we take this very seriously, and we love what we do, and that's what makes it special.
You can tell you love what you do. The food looks incredible. People are probably wondering how they can come and enjoy it. So how can people find you?
Yes, great question. Well, historically, we were always mobile, wood-fired pizza. We just recently started a takeout business for the pizza right here out of Partake Collective on 5th and Elm in Long Beach. So you can actually just pull up and order here on site, or you can order online from our website, the Partake website. also our Instagram as well, and we do DoorDash.
I like that. You have some really unique dishes here, so take us through them.
Okay, yeah, so I'll start with some of our pizzas. One of our signatures here we call the bougie. It's the pesto base with prosciutto, arugula, honey, and parmesan. Of course, a classic pepperoni everybody loves. And then right there we have the fungi shui. It's a sort of an Asian twist. It's got a miso cream sauce, fresh local mushrooms, roasted potatoes. Then we finish with green onions and a sesame chili oil. So the umami bomb is delicious. And then we have a pear and gorgonzola at the end. Pears, pesto, gorgonzola, and arugula as well. We like to do a lot of fun, unique things with our pizzas, as well as the classics that everybody knows.
I like that. The bougie, I really like that name. That stuck out to me. And if you can talk about some of the appetizers too, it's such a great display.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ahmad ran us through the pizzas. We also do full service catering, which is one of my favorite elements. Right over here on the right, we have our pasta alla ruta, which we will have on site with a live chef preparing it. Out of that is a legitimate DOP Parmigiano Reggiano. We also have some of our petite beef sliders with caramelized bacon jam, caramelized onion bacon jam. Then we have our petite classic meatballs. You actually can even find a vegan item there, which is our coconut ceviche. It's fantastic. Chicken and fried waffles. We do live paella stations. Ooh. We do full grazing tables, boards, and of course dessert. We have our signature lemon olive oil cake.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Chef Jelana. Thank you so much, Chef Ahmad, as well. Miller Butler Pizza. You have got to come and try this and really participate in Long Beach Black Restaurant Week as well. It runs until January 31st. Lots of amazing restaurants.
Yum. You had us at olive oil cake. Yeah. We're all big fans.
Right? Olive oil cake. So good.
Heck yeah.
That looks good. And the crust on that pizza looks nice and
Sure
bubbly.
does.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look amazing?
Thank you.
All of
Perfect.
it.
Coco.
Thank you, Coco.
Check in with you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Starting off the Monday. Look at us. We look like we're very extra sharp today on Monday, if I do say so.
Yeah, not at all casual.
Not at all casual.
Oh.
That is not a casual dress, Jen.
Thank you so much, contrary to what this man has to say.
I didn't say
so
look
casual
nice.
this
I said,
morning.
oh, you look a little casual.
Yeah, fashion and entertainment,
Believable.
sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Well, Fire and Ash, more like Fire and Ice. Avatar Fire and Ash has finally cooled off at the box office. And in the words of Uncle Jesse, have mercy.
We live in a world where murderers walk free, in a justice system bogged down by red tape and human error. That all ends with mercy. A judicial system powered by artificial intelligence with access to every camera, cell phone, and database.
Imagine this, Bob, because this movie, Mercy, is basically saying you want AI judicial system so there's no human bias. Because AI just looks at the facts and only the facts.
I don't know.
This is Amazon's new film, Mercy, that took the #1 spot at the domestic box office over this past weekend, taking over the position that James Cameron's big hit, Avatar Fire and Ash, held for weeks. The action thriller starring Chris Pratt earned an estimated $11.2 million in its opening weekend. Now, you might be thinking that's not a lot, but for January, that's pretty decent. It shows that Chris Pratt still has that box office draw for sure. And his sci-fi thriller Mercy, #1 right now.
Okay, but I'm wondering, like, if a crime's committed with no cameras around, how do you
Yeah, I know.
reconcile that?
Right. Rebecca Ferguson, too.
I love her, yeah.
So that was enough to end, the 5-week reign of James Cameron's Avatar Fire and Ash. The premise sounds really cool. It's kind of like...
Well, yeah, think about all that, we rely on
Fugitive.
body cameras. Everyone's taking videos of everything
right.
now.
They always have something.
It's good timing, that's for sure.
Zootopia in 3rd place. So you got the family, you got the sci-fi lovers, and the Chris Pratt fans. But you know what? It was one of Hollywood's slowest weekends of the year because 250 theaters across the country were forced to close because of those winter storm warnings.
Yes.
Right. So really, they probably would have made more money if the weather was better. Speaking of the weather, this was delayed.
Oh my gosh. My palms were
Has this ever been
sweating
done before?
the entire time.
Are you afraid of heights?
Deeply.
Yeah.
Me too. You know one person that isn't? He's done it.
You've even right now.
Yeah.
How did he get down?
My legs are quivering right now.
My legs too. Wow, wow, wow. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's 40-year-old Alex Honnold who reached the top of one of the tallest buildings in the world, the Taipei 101 skyscraper, without any ropes or safety nets.
I wondered what that like pack was near his butt, and that's just powder that for him
Powder
to
for his
stick
hands.
his hands.
Yeah. Because, you know,
How
sweaty in the
sweaty would
palms.
he be, right?
He did it in front of onlookers below, as well as an audience on Netflix. It took him about 90 minutes to go up the 101-story skyscraper. You know, he's famous for being the first ever, as you were saying, Bob, asking if anyone's ever done this, the first ever to climb El Capitan in Yosemite without ropes or other protections. Now, here's a question I want to ask you guys, because I know the answer to this, but I want to see what you think.
Someone told me this.
You know the answer to this? How much was he paid?
Not enough.
And the answer is not enough, Jen, because he even told the New York Times, comparatively to other professional sports, it's an embarrassingly low amount. He says, you look at a baseball contract for someone in the MLB, and they're getting $170 million for even somebody who's not as well known.
Yeah. So this was done live?
This was done live.
Is this a good idea?
He got paid less than
you know
a
what I'm
million.
saying?
Less than $1 million.
I don't know how many people have this.
He got paid less than $1 million. He says he got paid mid-six figures.
How many people
about
watch?
500,
How many
600?
people watch this?
Well, Netflix doesn't
Live?
reveal their
That's right. They don't.
their
do they?
numbers, but it was definitely a draw.
The
I don't
idea
know how-
of this
yeah.
happening live
I don't
is
know.
hitting a little strange with me because at any second he could have slipped and something horrible could have
And we
happened.
would have watched it live.
Live?
Well, the same as they would have to have
Yeah.
some kind of guardrails in place for that.
The other part of it is that you talk about money, and once they're paying people a lot of money to do this, more and more people will start doing this. And you know, is it irresponsible to have like young people going up there and
There's
doing
got to be
stuff from-
something physical if he fell, right? That would prevent him, like an actual.
I don't think if you
No.
fall from that distance, I don't think anything could
But,
catch you.
That's
okay,
the whole
maybe not a
point, right?
physical guardrail, but the programming would have to have safeguards in place in case that happened, where it would either
I would think
Right,
something
like a delay,
like that,
like some
yeah.
kind of a delay. But
something,
but
a
still,
delay, a blur.
But still, are we encouraging people
Yikes.
to do this? Are we encouraging?
Do not try this at home.
Yes.
That leads us
know.
to
I'm torn
our.
on that.
I'm thinking like the.
Me too. Nope.
Yeah, that's oof.
Not bumpers like you
No
like to have,
bumpers like bowling. That's what I was thinking. Like bumpers like bowling or a bed. Yeah. And that leads us to our poll question of the day. Hey, are you afraid of heights? And I would say yes. I'm going to stay on the ground. You guys?
Yeah.
Unsecured heights, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, 7% said they would do it for the big bucks, but is less than $1 million enough?
I don't think so. You know who's not afraid of heights? That would be our Stu. He's up there every day.
Thank you for that, Jen. You know what? Heights? No, I'm not afraid of heights, but climbing a building like that, I'm with Bob. My knees were getting weak just looking at that shot. Anyhow, take a look at this shot. This driving report brought to us by Jacoby and Myers Injury Lawyers. Taking a look at that 101 drive, and now I wanted to start this with it's looking fantastic. That northbound ride from the 110 out to the Cahuenga Pass and beyond, great. But no, they had to go and spoil it. You got Caltrans out there. They're taking away a couple lanes. That's what you're seeing right there. All that slowing, that is what's going on. They got Caltrans, and they are starting to take away a couple of those lanes. I think they're doing emergency repairs. Southbound, though, looking pretty good, coming away from the Cahuenga Pass. But before, that's actually going to be Melrose. Melrose, you're starting that brakes and that slow and go as you're making your way over to the 110. Plan accordingly. North or southbound, it's going to be a little extra time. Let's take a look at traffic hotspots.
After a car accident, beware of insurance companies bearing small checks. You may feel pressured to settle too soon and for too little money. Choose Jacoby and Myers. We've turned low insurance offers into big settlements. Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. A massive winter storm has brought much of the nation to a halt.
Let's look at some of the places around the country that are snowed in. You can plainly see we are lucky
so
to be
lucky
here in Southern California, where we have dry weather here.
Okay, so here is a look at what's known as the misery map. It tracks flight delays and closures. You see Boston Logan International Airport has the most flight cancellations, with New York not too far behind. Caroline Shively is live in D.C. now with the latest on recovery efforts. Oh, Caroline, how much did our nation's capital get? How much snow? Ooh.
About 7.5 inches of snow, which is rough, but then you add 3 inches of sleet on top of that, and you get this. Check it out. We're just now breaking through. The sun has been coming out, helping melt a little of this before it plunges to 4 degrees tonight. But I want to show you guys the most beautiful sight in all of Washington, D.C. We haven't seen it for about 24 hours, and it is asphalt. We have been out here since 3 a.m. and had not seen a plow until our last live shot with you guys, and they came through. This is what we're looking at. It is just the first step in getting this city back on its feet.
Water meters busted, there's water going everywhere, trees fell on the cars.
Snow and ice blanketing communities across more than half the country, throughout swaths of the south and up to the northeast, with more expected to keep falling in some regions into Monday.
We've been plowing for almost 12 hours.
The slick conditions accompanied by extremely low temperatures, threatening more damage and travel delays.
An Arctic siege has taken over our state and many other states.
People in New York, Philadelphia, and Boston will have plenty of digging out to do, as a buildup of sleet and freezing rain triggers fears of worsening power outages, especially down south.
If you get to a situation where you have traffic signals that are out or no power, please treat them as stop signs.
There's live wires down in people's yards. There's one in my yard.
Meanwhile, with tens of thousands of flights being canceled or delayed Sunday, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy tells Fox it was the worst day of flight cancellations since March of 2020.
We had massive disruption in the airspace, and so you have to work through that backlog and maintain the current flight structure for the coming days.
And Jen and Bob, you guys were talking about the misery index for the flights. This is the Mike Kettleberger misery index. He's my producer. He has to drive from here, where we have 7 inches of snow, up to Baltimore after our shift, where they have 11 plus inches of snow. You can see, check this out.
No.
Can't even lift it. So
that's the worst.
We'll work throughout the day.
Oh, the worst. I remember those days. Well, you have to have the ice scraper.
There you go. Don't damage the vehicle. Start the car, warm it up, right?
I know.
That's the way it goes. What's the projection, though, Caroline, for the next couple of days? I mean, do they think you're going to thaw out there, or are we going to be in this deep freeze for a while?
We're going to be in the deep freeze for a while in this part of the country. 20s, we're not going to reach freezing until maybe next Monday or Tuesday. Ooh. And that's going to be rough. The de-icer won't be able to work. The plows will have trouble running. So it's going to be rough. It's going to stick around. And the absolute worst news is we might get more snow coming up this weekend. We could get a couple of inches.
Oh, wow.
We are sad. We are depressed. The federal government.
I bet. Hey, listen, I bet. It is. It is.
It's pretty cheery to me.
When the sky's gray, like all day long, day after day, you're our sunshine.
Yeah.
You truly are.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Thank you. How high is it going to be? How high is it going to be in California today?
Maria, what's our high today?
72.
72. Hey, come on out here to the West Coast, girlfriend.
I know. I feel bad.
We've been at this for a while. We've always invited you. It's been an open door here on Good Day LA, and we've never seen your funny face, your nice face here in LA. So come and visit us.
Will do.
Okay. Thanks, Caroline.
Oh, I
72.
know.
I do feel a little guilty saying that it's going to be 72 and partly sunny here today. You know, you asked about how long it's going to last. Well, first of all, it's January, so you know that part of the country, they're kind of used to these wintry kinds of
especially right this time of year. It's like that wheel of just storm after storm.
Absolutely. And then this particular week, we've got an area of high pressure here
Chicago, right?
in the west, and prolonged trough of low pressure on that side. Yes, this is Chicago.
That ice on the river.
We've got the lake there, yes, iced over. But there's sunshine. Hey, there's some the silver lightning, right? With some sunshine there in Chicago. A high of just 7 degrees expected there in the Windy City today. And not too much of a wind, thank goodness, but 14 degrees in Minneapolis today, 27 in New York, a high of just 26 in Washington, D.C. And this cold air mass extends all the way down to the south with a high of just 31 degrees in Dallas today. That is below freezing, 40 in Houston. Now, this part of the country, they're not used to that kind of weather, and they're going to continue to see the deep freeze continuing all the way to the south. So hopefully you are not traveling to that side of the country because, well, a lot of delays and not to mention that weather. High pressure here will still be in control of our weather, keeping that storm track well away from us. We've got a system that's trying to get in here late tomorrow into Wednesday, but notice how the front sort of falls apart. We may get some cloud cover and a little bit more of a sea breeze as we get into Wednesday. However, it should stay dry, and high pressure will in fact strengthen as we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, once again keeping that storm track well away from us. So that's what we have to look forward to as we end the month of January and begin February, really with the first 8 days with no sign of measurable rain. Air quality not too bad for us as well. A lot of green dots here, yellow dots. That's good to moderate air quality. So whatever you have planned outside, you should be okay. And if you are headed to the beach, temperatures on the sand in the mid-60s with those surf heights not too big, 1 to 3 feet maybe. Ventura County, LA beaches, Orange County around 1 to 2, and then San Diego with that 1 to 3 foot set. 68 degrees, our 7-day forecast will show you starting with the coast today, getting up to those low 70s. So there's that warm up that I was telling you about coming for us at the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. Room temperature today for downtown LA 72, 75 to 78. Imagine that as we end January and start February. We will look for those well above average high temperatures nearing 80 degrees. 72 in the valleys, 80 on Friday. Lots of sunshine expected there for the end of the week and the weekend. 49 in Big Bear, 22 though for that morning low. So this is why we are making snow up in our local resorts. That's the good news. Go up and get some snow fun. The road conditions are great heading up into our local mountains. So head up there. Certainly will be nice. 59 in the high desert to that 70 degrees expected in Palm Springs today, getting back to those low 80s by the weekend. All right, let's do some TV shout outs before you walk out the door because we do have some longtime viewers here. Happy 15th birthday to you, Troy, our football player at Altaloma. It looks like your mom, your dad, Victoria, and Jared. Love you so much. And then big 39. You're almost at the 40, Juan. You look great, though. The Familia Quinones love you so much. All right, guys, send those pictures to us. Keep them coming. You can email them tvshoutouts@fox.com. tvshoutouts@fox.com. Just don't forget to attach the photo and give me their name, okay? Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Still ahead, celebrity hairstylist Chris Appleton will be with us to talk about his new book.
Also from street art to skate legends, Julian's is bringing together icons that defined a generation. We'll have a preview of their upcoming auction.
And
making your palms sweat one more time on this Monday morning. I cannot even imagine. And he's just standing there like it's nothing. right, good morning. Welcome to Good Day LA. It's 8 o'clock on this Monday, January 26th. I'm Jen Lammers.
I'm Bobby Castro. Thanks for being with us. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering this morning. Gigi.
It's official. 31,000 healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente are on strike throughout California and Hawaii. We'll tell you what they're asking for.
And growing fallout after another deadly ICE shooting in Minnesota. We have the latest reaction from law enforcement, political leaders, and protesters.
And we're tracking that dangerous winter storm. It's making a mess of travel across the country. We'll show you how things are looking at local airports this morning. First, let's get to Maria with a check on the weather here.
Yeah, our weather here in contrast is just perfect, really. That storm system is moving off to the east over the Atlantic. That's the good news, but the cold air and the icy, dangerous travel conditions do continue. For us, we've just got some high mid-level clouds. That's about it. High pressure's in control, and that's going to keep the storm track away for a while, actually. Temperatures right now in the 50s, mostly 54 in downtown, 52 in Corona. Same for Santa Ana, 23 in Big Bear. Cold, 51 in Palm Springs. Eventually in Palm Springs, it'll get to around 70 degrees, 59 in the high desert to that 49 in Big Bear. That slight offshore flow will warm us up a little bit today to around 72 for downtown LA. Similar conditions for the valleys and the Inland Empire, upper 60s at the coast. It's going to get back to the 70s and 80s, though. I'll tell you when exactly coming up in my complete forecast. But first, a check on traffic. Let's go back up to Stu in Sky Fox. Get another look at our freeways. Stu, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Maria. Good morning, everybody. You know, I always have issues with showing you guys the traffic because it's like, hey, it looks great here, but it's not great over there. Hey, it looks great right here. This is going to be that 405 Van Nuys southbound. That's going to be on the right side of the screen, but you know the drill, don't you? If you take this drive coming away from the 118 this morning, looking pretty good till you get about to Victory or Haskell right there. That's when you're going to start that super slow and go. As I understand it, 15 minutes from the 101 to on the southbound 405 to Sunset. So keep that one in mind. But making your way to that Haskell off-ramp, it looks fantastic. If your ride's going to be northbound from the West LA area all the way out to the 118 and beyond, that 405 moving very well this morning. No accidents, no problems. You got that one made. Sending it back to y'all in the studio. Good morning, Bob and Jen.
Good morning.
Thank you, Stu. Developing news in Orange County this morning. Someone stabs a man, then drives over him, leading him to die on a Fullerton street.
Mario joins us now with more. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. And we're talking about a deadly chain of events spanning across 2 Orange County cities connected to the same suspect. Now, you'll notice those flashing police lights here behind me. Well, Fullerton police, they're still out here near the intersection where that victim was left for dead. Take a look at the video here. It shows the scene overnight. This began here in Fullerton at Euclid and Baker, where police say a man was stabbed, then run over and left in the street by the same suspect. Just before 9 o'clock last night, a 911 caller reported seeing the attack unfold. Officers and paramedics rushed in and performed CPR on the roadway, but that victim was pronounced dead right along the median there. And as the suspect took off, Fullerton police quickly broadcast a description to surrounding law enforcement agencies, and we learned about 20 minutes later, and about 4 miles away, bystanders witnessed that suspect's arrest.
I was leaving Knott's Berry Farm, and I was walking up the street here, and there was a guy on the ground here. He was yelling out, "God forgive me," and he was getting arrested. And then they put a spit hood over his head. He was just screaming, God forgive me." That's what he was saying. He was saying, "God forgive me."
Now, shortly after that broadcast, Buena Park police located the vehicle, a gray Toyota Camry, connected to the first scene. The short pursuit ended at La Palma and Beach, where the car was boxed in. Police confirming the person taken into custody at that scene. The same suspect wanted in Fullerton's homicide, identified as Francisco Soriano Jr., a 27-year-old Fullerton resident. He was arrested and booked into the Fullerton Police Department jail on a murder charge. Now, back out here live, we can tell you the identity of the victim hasn't been released. That'll come from the Orange County Coroner's Office, and police continue to investigate a possible motive into all of this. For now, live in Fullerton, I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
Mario, thank you. Protesters filled the streets of Minneapolis on Sunday, outraged by yet another shooting death by federal agents.
Araxia is here in the studio with the latest developments. Good morning.
Good morning. Here's what federal authorities claim. They say Alex Preddy was shot in self-defense after violently resisting agents who tried to disarm him. But there are videos from the scene that appear to tell a different story, showing a federal officer removing a weapon from Preddy during the scuffle before any shots were fired. Minnesota officials say that Preddy was a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry, and he had no criminal record. He was an ICU nurse who worked for the VA. Here's what Preddy's father said about his son's involvement in the Minnesota protests.
He cared about people deeply, and he was very upset with what was happening in Minneapolis and throughout the United States with ICE.
This latest incident follows the deadly shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent earlier this month. As you may know, city leaders are asking a judge to use a temporary restraining order, pausing ICE operations in Minneapolis. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association is requesting a meeting with President Trump. Also the situation in Minnesota is increasing the chance of a government shutdown later this week. Many Democrats are planning to block funding for the Department of Homeland Security, but Republicans will argue the funding measure just passed the House last week with bipartisan support. So there's a lot going on with this story. Of course, we're monitoring the latest developments, and we will keep you posted. Back to you.
All right, Araxia, thank you. Tens of thousands of healthcare workers are hitting the picket lines.
Gigi Graciette is live in Panorama City now to explain why. Good morning.
Good morning. It's official. 31,000 healthcare professionals with Kaiser Permanente are on strike today. We're talking about registered nurses, dietitians, a slew of different professions. They are beginning what they call an unfair labor practice strike against Kaiser Permanente, and it has no end in sight. You're looking live here on Roscoe and Woodman at the employees that are on strike here. They're at different locations throughout the state of California and in Hawaii. They are members of United Nurses Associations of California, Union of Healthcare Professionals, and they're accusing Kaiser of unlawfully undermining their contract negotiations, attempting to intimidate workers into not striking, and of not bargaining with them in good faith. Now, the strike will affect more than 24 hospitals and hundreds of clinics, continuing until the union says Kaiser reaches a fair agreement with them. Now, one issue that's on the table, in addition to, of course, wages, is staffing. We spoke to registered nurse Iris Henderson this morning, who says Kaiser is seriously understaffed.
We don't have enough staff to begin with, and when we come to management, there's no budget. We get, very varied excuses. But that's not enough for us. We have to be able to do our jobs, and so this is the result.
So you won't be working until this is resolved?
Absolutely not. I can't in good conscience go back until we have some real results, not just talk, but some real results.
Now, a written statement released by Kaiser Permanente reads in part, despite the union's claims, this strike is about wages. This open-ended strike by UNAC UHCP is unnecessary when such a generous offer is on the table. The strike is designed to disrupt the lives of our patients, the very people that we are all here to serve. The complete statement from Kaiser can be found on our website, foxla.com. And bringing it back here live to Roscoe and Woodman, where you are looking live at Kaiser Panorama City. Healthcare professionals on strike. Kaiser says they have a very generous offer of 21.5% wage increase over the life of a new contract. They have both agreed to go back to the bargaining table, although the union tells me that no date has been set. Reporting live this morning in Panorama City, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. Still ahead, we'll have more on the winter storm. Boy, making a mess of travel across the country.
Also, Long Beach Black Restaurant Week is back, celebrating the city's diverse food scene, and Coco is live there. She'll have more on how the community is coming together to support local Black-owned businesses.
8:12, welcome back. As many as 13 people have died in 5 states because of a fierce winter storm across much of the country. The storm has brought more than a foot of snow and frigid cold to much of the southern and eastern United States. At one point yesterday, about 213 million people were under some sort of winter weather advisory. Hundreds of thousands of customers were without power in Tennessee and Mississippi, hit especially hard. Flight Tracker reports some 12,000 flights also were canceled and nearly 28,000 were delayed yesterday, with impacts expected to linger into today. At LAX this morning, FlightAware.com reports 58 flight cancellations, with American Airlines canceling most of the flights, followed by JetBlue and Delta. Meantime, another 60 flights have been delayed. So let's go to Maria now for the latest on the storm impacting most of the country. Look at those temperatures.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Look at this currently, right? Temperatures in the 20s right now in Dallas. 30 degrees in Houston, looking at 5 degrees below zero in Minneapolis. So very cold here in the Midwest, particularly out towards Washington, D.C., 21 degrees, 14 degrees in Nashville. That's insane. 33 degrees in New Orleans. They're going to get a little bit of a break as we get into tomorrow, where the cold will ease up a little bit, but it's still going to stay pretty cold. Trough of low pressure on that side of the country, whereas an area of high pressure here, ridge of high pressure, conversely, impacting our weather here in the west, which means basically mild conditions. That high pressure is going to keep that storm track away from us. We'll get some high mid-level clouds, that's about it, but no rain-producing clouds and no high-impact systems headed our way, at least for the next 10 days or so. We're going to end the month of January, get into February with well above average highs. Not feeling like it at all. Feeling more like June with these highs in the 70s and low 80s. We've got good air quality right now, a lot of green dots. Temperatures this afternoon getting to 72 in downtown, so above the average. 72 in San Diego, 71 in Indio. Las Vegas a little cooler, 59 degrees for that high temperature today. Thousand Oaks will work our way to the 60s at 11 a.m. and then maybe nearing 70 by this afternoon. Big Bear making snow in our local resorts because Mother Nature's not helping too much, but at least we're getting that. Temperatures in the mid-40s later this afternoon. Back to you two.
All right, Maria, thank you.
Ooh, drum roll, please. Hey, hot off the presses. This is the first cover of the first edition of the new California Post.
Just dropped this morning. These are the first copies. It's nice to just actually feel that
Nothing
paper
like the
stock
smell,
and the smell of it. Right.
Of a new newspaper, right?
Yeah, it's the California Post. It's here with exclusive stories already making some noise.
That's right. So here's a look at the front and the back cover of the first ever edition with exclusive reporting on the Safdie brothers' fallout tied to an on-set controversy. California Post editor-in-chief Nick Papps is joining us now from Larchmont Village to chat about launch day. First of all, Nick, congratulations.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. It's a wonderful day here in Los Angeles and down here at Larchmont. We've got a lot going on. It's a historic day in many, many ways to launch a new masthead 7 days a week in digital. The California Post is here. We've arrived in LA and we've arrived in California. So it's a big day.
Yeah, you say arrived in LA. You know, it's interesting because Jen and I both lived in New York for a while. We love the New York Post. We still follow the New York Post. But the New York Post always had somewhat of it has a national footprint and a footprint here in California. But this time with the California Post, you actually lean into California and Southern California really heavily in covering stories that are truly California-based.
Yeah, that's so important. The East and the West are quite different parts of the United States, but here in the West, in the best side of the United States, we're going to make sure we tell the stories that matter to the people in California. We're going to bring it with all the common sense of the New York Post, but with a real big focus on California and Los Angeles. This is the best city. This is the best state in the United States. And we're going to tell those stories that people want to know about with our sports coverage of our amazing sports franchises, entertainment with our Page 6 Hollywood crew, and also some amazing news stories. And we're very confident that we're going to have a big impact here.
I was telling Bob, it's so rare these days, especially with the media climate, to see a publication that's launching something that's new. Talk about the journalists that you have there on staff now.
Yeah, we've employed 80 to 100 people. They're going to be covering California from South Sacramento down to San Diego. We're going to be covering the Dodgers, the Lakers, all those amazing sports teams, and Hollywood as well. There are people that know the city and the state really, really well, and for me as well, this is a return to a city and a state that I love. I was here, 20 years ago. Our son was born at Cedars-Sinai, so I'm excited to be leading the team here. California's changed a little bit. LA's changed a little bit over the last 20 years, and we're looking forward to doing all we can to make things better, and even better than they are already. But our team has been really, really focused on the stories that everyone's keen to know about.
I feel like it's about time, right? I mean, California is the 4th largest economy in the world. We've got the Olympics coming here. We've got these great sports teams that you're talking about, championship sports teams. So really a lot of the center of the universe is right here in California, in Southern California. We're looking at the cover right here. This is one of the stories that you're talking about today. Tell us about this cover story, this truth behind the director of the Safdie brothers mystery split.
Yeah, these two brothers were, brothers clearly, so they've had a bit of a falling out, and our Page 6 Hollywood team, who have a singular focus on telling the story about Hollywood and what's happening in this amazing industry, have had a peek behind the curtain and breaking this story, what led to this falling out. Now, one of these brothers is up for a Oscar nomination, as you know, as a director, and our crew's had a look at what's going on, why they fell out, and telling for the first time a really important story. And that's going to be a big focus for us, the California Post, is telling those stories that others will not dig up or will not go near, and making sure that we are the source, the best source of these stories. So this was a really good start for us. It's got a lot of people talking around town, and I'll promise you there's a lot more to follow as well.
We're excited.
We're excited. Really quickly, Nick, tell us about the Yeasty Boys behind you. What's the activation going on there in the Larchmont area? And it's going across the city, right?
It's amazing. So over the next few days, you're going to see these Yeasty Boy trucks delivering free bagels for the good folk of Los Angeles. We're down here at Larchmont, a big queue. Everyone's reading the paper. They're also getting some free bagels as well. We'll see a lot more of this, and it's just a great time. There's a lot of fun down here, a lot of interest, and we're looking forward to spreading a lot more of this over LA in the next few days.
Yeah. For sure. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Congrats. First ever edition of the California Post, brand new, right here.
And we look forward to the collaborations in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. Nick, thank you so much. We'll check in with you.
Right. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you.
The California Post, available now in your app store. Of course, we have the print version here if you want that. That's soon going to be on newsstands, wherever there are. But that's on social media channels as well. Again, California Post.
All right. We'll be right back.
There it is, Southwest Airlines. They
Voted number one. Yeah.
But now you got to pick your own. Now you can't. You got to pick your own seat.
And you got to pay for those bags.
Right. So, how long do they stay number one? We'll see.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so a week-long celebration of Long Beach's diverse food scene is happening right now.
Sure is. And we've got Coco live at one of those places that's taking part in Long Beach Black Restaurant Week. Coco, nice fascinator.
Hey there, we are. Thank you. Hey there, everyone. We are celebrating Long Beach Black Restaurant Week, and we're celebrating it in style with some high tea here, of course. I am joined with Chef Melissa Ramsey, also Trey Watson. I'm going to start with you, Chef. Tell us all about this incredible experience. I'm already having fun.
Thank you so much. Yes, well, I do high teas, and we are a mobile tea service as well, fresh off the yacht catering and events. And we host beautiful tea parties, and our experiences are you come to our teas and you select a teapot to use during the event, and it's a 3-course lunch on Sunday, February 15th.
Yeah. And speaking of that date, you really have a deal going on for Long Beach Black Restaurant Week with that.
We do, yes, absolutely. For Long Beach Black Restaurant Week, if you buy your tickets during this week, ending on the 31st, you get 15% off of any of the packages for our teas.
This is an amazing idea. You've been doing it for a while, too. Tell us about the inspiration behind it.
Well, you know, I wanted to do something on a bigger scale other than bringing just the tea and everything you see here to your homes. So I partnered with Events on Pine to host these series of tea experiences, and it's a different theme every time.
Yes, and it's just so much fun, and it looks amazing. This is an amazing event space. So, Trey, I want to pass it over to you to tell us more about Events on Pine.
So, Events on Pine is a new landmark venue in the heart of Long Beach. We offer private space for you to hold your weddings, your corporate events, and also any private social events that you'd like to have. And we are so grateful and happy that we're able to partner with Melissa and be able to do these teas and bring them to you as well.
Yes, because the thing that I love too, Chef Ramsey, is you said your mom really loved this too, right?
Yes, yes. Beverly is my inspiration, my mother. A lot of these teapots are hers, and she's been collecting them over years. I have 200 of them.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
That's incredible. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Chef Ramsey. Thank you so much, Trey, as well. This is an experience that you have to come and try for yourself. Look at the fascinators. You get entertainment, like she mentioned as well. Lots of great food. And if you participate in Long Beach Black Restaurant Week, you will get that deal for high tea happening Sunday, February 15th. But Long Beach Black Restaurant Week is going to wrap up on the 31st. So make sure to support these amazing restaurants. I'll send it back to you.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
That's right.
Yes, pinkies up.
A nice pink fascinator. Of course, you picked the pink one.
Of course you did.
All right,
That's our Coco.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still ahead, world-renowned celebrity hairstylist Chris Appleton is with us.
Yes. We'll hear more of his story. He has a new book coming out. We'll be right back. behind us. We're
I love the smell.
Thumbing through the brand new California Post.
It's like packed with stories
It is.
in here.
See, they even have
I know, they have a lot of good stuff.
Oh, and the crossword.
It's old school. He even has the TV guide in the back.
Yeah.
I love all
it's
the
like,
wordplay.
You know, there's national stories here, local news stories, and of course, California Post, California stories here as well. But you can eventually find this on newsstands out there, but of course, digitally, you can find it at CaliforniaPost.com and on social media as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I like
So
it.
Launch day.
And I love a word search, too. It's good for your mind.
I know. That's why I went to the Sudoku. I enjoy that. Okay, guys, we've got some exciting stuff. Today's Monday. It's back to work, back to school. And we're not going to gloat too much, but we do have the best weather in the nation, really, I think, with temperatures not too hot, not too cool today. It'll be a dry week with some partly sunny skies, and temperatures gradually warming up to well above average as we get to the end of the week and this coming weekend. As far as when the next rainstorm's headed our way, I just don't see anything in the next 7 to 10 days. So could be even more. February 8th or 9th is the first day I can see on the computer models that we could be looking at a storm to impact us. In the meantime, it's going to stay dry. Yesterday it got up to 71 degrees. Today we're going to up it a degree to about 72. By the way, we had 4 days of a lot of rain actually earlier this month, almost 2.5 inches. So we're doing good for the season. Season total so far, 14.11 inches. So we have a 7.5 for surplus right now in terms of our rain. And as I mentioned, maybe February 8th or 9th, we will get another storm. We'll wait and see. I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, it's going to stay dry. 72 today for downtown LA. Our sunset time coming up at 5:18 later this afternoon. Some of the high temperatures we're expecting today, ranging from that 72 in Pasadena, downtown LA, out towards Ontario, the same. 72 in Long Beach, out in Oxnard, 71. 52 in Fraser Park, a little cooler heading up north on that 5 freeway. A little bit of fog again through parts of the Grapevine. 49 in Big Bear to that 70 degrees in Palm Springs. I'll show you that 7-day forecast coming up just a couple minutes. But first, let's check in on traffic. We got Samada back in studio with a look at our freeways. Hey, Samada.
Oh, good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. We have a couple issues working at this hour, unfortunately. It's a tough drive through Irvine. We have 4 vehicles that collided here, and it is taking away the center divider area. A lot of activity, so it has you slow. Again, southbound 5 right there at Sand Canyon Avenue. And also another multiple vehicle crash. It is off to the right shoulder, but still enough activity to delay you. Speeds down about 7, now 9 miles per hour, eastbound 60 at Rubidoux Boulevard. Tow trucks are en route there. And real-time traffic, it's still a struggle leaving downtown to get to Santa Monica. You want to go ahead and allow yourself 56 minutes, 34 minutes your ride 110 north from the 405. And here's a clear Caltrans camera shot. This is going to be both directions of the 5 right there at Newport, moving along pretty nice at this early hour. Back to you, too.
All right, Samana, thank you. An upcoming online auction will feature some of the best street art you will ever see.
Brooke is live in Gardena with a sneak peek at what is hitting the block. Good morning.
Hey there, it's a skateboarder's dream. This is what I have for you. You know, think about your childhood, Bob, when you were, out in the mean streets of South Carolina, skateboarding, dreaming of being Tony Hawk one day. This is as close as you're going to get, bud. Come on over here, friend. Talk to me about some of these really cool pieces. I guess let me get out of the way of them.
Right.
So that,
am I here? You want me here?
Why don't you come over on this side, and then we'll give. Yeah, we'll let Carlos go and get close to everything.
You got
is
it.
that okay? Okay.
That sounds great. That sounds great. We have our street art and culture auction taking place February 4th. Right now, you can bid on it, but we have items from Tony Hawk.
Yes.
Street art and street culture, skating. They influence so many of it, but here, one of the big highlight pieces in this sale, we have the shirt that Tony wore when he landed the 900 at the 1999 X Games.
Oh.
Julian's was lucky enough to work with Tony in September, and we sold the board he used for over $1 million.
Oh my goodness! Well,
who knows?
We're gonna need a little better price than that. I'll tell you that.
Well, who knows where the shirt's gonna go? We have an estimate of $6,000 to $8,000. So. Let's see what happens. And then, some signboards and an X Games medal of his. So really some great stuff.
It's Tony Hawk, the icon, the GOAT. It's Tony Hawk. This is really, really cool. How can people get involved?
Yeah, if you go to juliansauctions.com, you're going to be able to see our street art and culture auction. You register and bid there, and you just place your bids on these incredible items. Boards signed, used by Tony. Those are up for bid, as well as some incredible street art that we have.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we are here all morning long. I'm going to show you what else they have for sale, for auction.
For auction.
For auction. Back to you.
Wow.
Amazing.
$7,000 for a t-shirt.
I know, big wow. X Games. Fun.
All right, Brooke, thanks.
Thank you.
It's that time of year again, not Super Bowl season for fans of football, but the Super Bowl season for fans of Girl Scout cookies.
That's right, it's here. However, one person on social media is calling out parents who help their kids sell cookies. She argues parents posting sales links on social media defeats the purpose of teaching kids responsibility.
Does it?
It does.
It does.
It does. Instead, she recalls her own experience of personally asking people to buy cookies, saying it's built confidence. That's the whole point, right? Communication skills, salesmanship, gamesmanship, ladyship. While Girl Scouts now use websites for sales, critics say it still shifts work to parents. So they're the ones who are going into the workplaces and saying, hey, will you buy these boxes of cookies for my kids? This is sparking a discussion online highlighting the balance between tradition and modern convenience. What do you think? Should parents step in to help their kids sell Girl Scout cookies?
Yes.
If you do put the link on your social media, it should be a video of your kid saying, hi, my name's Lily, and I'm selling cookies, and here's why you should
have your child take part.
At least she should participate, yeah.
Take some ownership over it.
But the kid doesn't have the same, obviously, the same network of people who can afford to buy the cookies, so parents have to probably lean in. That's what's happening, because the money does go back to the troop, and the troop needs the money to be able to do all the things that they're going to do.
But there is something to be going door to door or setting up a little booth
in front of the grocery
But who's to say they're not doing that also?
A lot of them aren't.
I'll tell you, when a kid asks me outside the grocery store, I can never say no. When a grown-up asks me, I'm going to keep them.
And if you knock on my door, then I really can't say no.
Well, no, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
because I'm saying no to your face, and I can't do that.
All 8 years old of themselves going, would you like to buy some cookies? Yeah.
With the chubby cheeks, I'm like, I can't say no to that.
Little berets.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, there's a new list of vaccine recommendations that are out now from the American Academy of Pediatrics, and they largely ignore the latest federal guidance. So vaccinations continue to be a heated political issue. All states with Democratic governors have announced that they will not follow federal guidelines, and only 4 states led by Republicans have done the same. The disconnect between advice from doctors and the CDC has confused many parents who wonder what is the best thing to do. Well, the Academy is now continuing to recommend getting shots against hepatitis A and B, flu, and meningitis. 12 major medical and healthcare organizations endorse this advice, despite the CDC narrowing its vaccination guidelines.
Teens will no longer have access to Meta's AI characters, at least temporarily. The company, which owns Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, said that starting in the coming weeks, teens will no longer be able to access AI characters until an updated experience is ready. Meta says teens will still be able to access Meta's AI assistant without characters.
Snapchat is rolling out new tools for parents who are looking to keep an eye on their kids' social media activity. The Family Center tool allows parents to see their teens' daily average screen time and how they use the app's different features. Parents who have access to their teens' friends list can also see more information about new friends that their kids add.
A new partnership gives a whole new meaning to stepping on your Legos. The new Lego Crocs collaboration features Lego brick clogs.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
see, now this is just making me mad.
Why? Shoes aren't intended for everyday use because they're fun.
How can you walk around in those
clogs
things?
Create a unique experience, Jen, for loyal Lego and Crocs fans.
But you wear them then. You come in here, I dare you.
Look, each pair comes with a Lego minifigure with 4 matching pairs of Lego-sized brick clogs. This debuts on February the 16th at a whopping $149.
I dare you to walk in this newsroom wearing a pair of those shoes.
Get them, and I will wear them.
This is okay to step on a Lego if it's like this.
Right.
You know, they're playing into it.
Sells itself.
It sells itself. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. We've got some exciting show left. I just had a big guest walk in. You'll have that soon. But first, entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
this is sad. Natasha Lyonne is not putting on a poker face when it comes to her real life. She's being open and honest about how she relapsed after years of sobriety, revealing via a message on X that she sent out to her followers and everyone that she relapsed after 10 years of sobriety.
Oh.
She struggled with addiction to drugs and alcohol throughout the 2000s. After her initial tweet, she followed up with another one saying, in part, that recovery was a lifelong process and that she was going to do it for baby Bambo, which is a reference to an upcoming movie that she's directing. Fans responded supporting her, admiring her honesty and empathizing with her. You know, she started in this business in the 80s, and we're seeing, you know, unfortunately, this pattern with these child stars who get fame, access, and excess at an early age in life. And it's hard to navigate these uncharted waters for them. So I appreciate her honesty, and we send her a lot of strength during this time. Tiana Taylor hosted SNL over the weekend, and of course it was one sketch after another, and you know, one battle after another had to be featured in some way, somehow, and well, they figured out a way, all right.
Welcome to the revolution, kids. Now fight them demons. Awesome! And don't forget about the video of Beverly Hills. We'll snap on Pregnant Belly and Machine Gun.
Whoa. One battle after another was, of course, nominated for 13 Oscar nominations, including one for Best Supporting Actress for very own host Tiana Taylor. Next week, Alexander Skarsgård hosts and Cardi B performs. All right, let's check in on our poll. Last hour, we asked you, are you scared of heights? Here are the results. Yeah, 66% of you say, ooh, yes. Okay, go to foxla.com/vote to have your say on Good Day LA. I'm going to send it over to Bob and Jen.
Yeah, our special guest this morning. On the surface, Chris Appleton appears to have it all.
Of course, he's a famous hairstylist. The stars, loves doing what he does, working with the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Ariana Grande. He's built up a career and a status that many people envy, but much like the styles he creates, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Chris has dealt with a lot of different things in his life.
Many of them are known, many not so known. He opens up about all of these personal struggles in his new memoir, Your Roots Don't Define You. In this book, you're very open about your journey here. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me on this beautiful Monday morning.
Of course, of course. Thanks for being here. So, congratulations on this book.
Thank you.
Did it feel therapeutic for you to write it all down pen to paper?
It actually felt brutal, and I have to be honest, it's not a memoir. It's part memoir, but it's mainly self-help. Because what I really wanted to do is find a way of helping everyone feel like they can look and feel their best. And after 30 years of doing it, I felt like I mastered a technique that seemed to work with everyone from, you know, a client in the salon to an A-list celebrity or a model walking down the runway or even a cancer patient that lost their hair. Because really for me, confidence, truly feeling good is about being aligned inside and out. And quite often, we go through our lives not really aligned. We're kind of carrying old stories we've really carried with us since a child. We didn't even realize we were doing it. And I saw those
always that inner child.
Yeah, totally. So I think there's memoir parts in there. I spoke about some of the darkest parts of my life because really I wanted to scratch away some of the Hollywood surface and open up to people to say, this has been my darkest struggle. This has been my hardest time, and how I kind of bounce back from that.
Because we do look at your life like, you know, handsome guy, you rub elbows with all these celebrities and things like that. You have quite the career, and yet you had these struggles. I mean, I was surprised to even read that you actually thought to take your own life at one point. I mean, it's hard to believe that this was a struggle that, you know, something that you had dealt with.
I think those moments really redefined my whole sort of life and career, and I wouldn't be here now without them. But they were the lowest parts of my life, and I think we all have them. We've all had those moments of feeling really alone and unseen and unsure, or maybe ashamed. And talking about it, I think, is my hope that we can, as together, sort of, you know, universally come back and realize you can transform your life and create your comeback at any stage. And I think a lot of people put an age limit on, you know, reinvention or transforming themselves over the age of 30 and feel like they're done. And this book really is for everyone to realize that you can transform your life and create your comeback. If Kris Jenner's anything to go by, then
And Chris Jenner writes the foreword to this book, right?
Yeah, which was amazing. You know, it's so nice to see someone like Chris, you know, support the book, because it truly is. You know, even Chris, like, she's had short hair her whole life, and we did longer hair recently, and you know, did a few different looks, and she got emotional at an event. And she said, you know, Chris actually saw me differently, and he sort of, you know, said, let's do something different, and took me out of my comfort zone. And now she's doing all different little styles and having fun with it. And I think it's the power of seeing someone is huge.
What's your main message out there for folks? I mean, people who are struggling, who may have dealt with or dealing with the same thing that you had dealt with in the past, and they really think they're, you know, they're alone, and people don't understand what they're going through.
I think to really realize that you can realign yourself. It's about looking in the mirror and truly seeing who you are, and making sure internally you are reflecting on the outside what you want to put out there in the world. And that you're not alone really is. This story comes from so many conversations of people feeling at their lowest and bouncing back. And I think hopefully in reading that, people will feel not so alone and more inspired to be able to move forward with confidence and really truly see who they are.
Confidence from the inside.
Absolutely, inside out. And create your comeback at any age. It's never too late. It really isn't.
I love hearing that. And we adore you. Chris,
thank you so much for having me. You guys are killing it. Look at you. You guys are radiating.
You're so kind.
Your roots have not defined you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The book is out now. We have a lot more coming up on Good Day LA. But first, let's get over to Samada for a check on traffic.
My roots need some help, I gotta tell you.
He's a little catch up. Thanks for being honest.
You know, I'm going to agree with you there, Bob DeCastro. But yes, check out the book. Good morning, everyone. Good Day LA Traffic is sponsored by Jacob and Ronnie, called Jacob.com. We do have this ongoing issue. Heads up at this part of your commute right now, eastbound side of 60 at Robo Boulevard. We've got word about a couple vehicles collided there off to the right shoulder, but there is activity just enough to delay you. And you can see just off the right shoulder, right there on the eastbound section 60, we got some emergency crews on scene helping those vehicles get going. Tow trucks and routes. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. We're starting out pretty nice. We've got a few clouds outside, but we are anticipating a mild, really comfortable, pleasant day today as high pressure really starts to take control of our weather now. Again, we had some pleasant temperatures yesterday. We're going to build on that today. The storm track staying away from us, staying dry through not just this week or this upcoming weekend, but potentially all the way through the first week and a half of February. That's coming up month. We are ending the month coming up this weekend. So yeah, we're getting ready for February. If you're headed to the beach today, 1 to 3 feet generally, maybe a little smaller in Orange County, but those temperatures on the sand in the mid to upper 60s. We've got kind of a mix of sunshine and some clouds today. A little more sunshine as we get into Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, especially inland. It's going to warm up nicely into the 70s and 80s again. Today, 72 degrees for downtown LA, 73 tomorrow, getting up to 78 by Friday, Saturday. Valleys, Inland Empire, similarly with low 70s today. Look at that, 80s coming back on Friday, or at least near 80 or low 80s. The mountains 49 eventually in Big Bear, getting up to around 57 on Friday, 59 on Saturday. Again, a mix of sunshine and some clouds. 59 in the high desert, really cold temperatures at night in the early morning hours. So they are making snow up into our local resorts. So that's the good news. Head up there and say hello. Go get your snow fun time in and support our businesses up into the mountains. They really do need it. 70 degrees into Big Bear, or rather the low desert today in Palm Springs, and then maybe even the low 80s as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday this upcoming weekend. Okay, I'll send it back to you.
I'm wearing my California Post red this morning because a major new player in California journalism is hitting the newsstands today and launching online.
That's right. It's the California Post. It rolled out its first ever edition this morning. We have the physical copy right here, but of course it's digital. You can find it online on social media and CaliforniaPost.com. Here's a look at the front and back page of the first edition. Of course, the front page is always what makes headlines there, with the cover story diving into the long-rumored rift between filmmakers Josh and Benny Safdie, and new reporting on a controversial incident on the set of their new movie, Good Time. The California Post plans to focus on stories that directly affect lives right here in the Golden State, with some of the most powerful, some of the most powerful institutions accountable. The paper's editors promise that this California edition will entertain and have the same DNA of their sister publication, the New York Post. We are chatting with California Post editor-in-chief Nick Pappas about what else to expect on this launch day. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
So what's the day like been so far? Congratulations. It's a big day there.
It's a really exciting day. I've got to tell you, we've had a busy morning and a late night last night as we got the first edition to bed, which was terrific, and seeing it come off the presses was pretty amazing. And then we're up early, obviously, for the launch of our website, CaliforniaPost.com. It's been amazing. You know, I reckon at 4 o'clock this morning I got my first letter to the editor as the editor-in-chief of California Post saying, hey, thank goodness you're here. We're glad you arrived. So busy, but my goodness, what an exciting day.
A hugely successful start. We've been digging into the paper this morning. I know we've got the physical copy, of course, here in our studios. One of the things that's most impressive about this, Nick, is the breadth of all the stories here, the diverse stories that are contained inside this paper. You've got some of the big national news stories here as well, and we've seen a lot of good local California stories here in this edition.
Yeah, and that's really important to get that mix right for the people of California. So people of California love our local news, but we also got interest in what's happening in the other parts of America as well. What I'm excited about is the fact that we got reporters all the way from Sacramento down to San Diego, and they'll be telling the stories that other people aren't telling. They'll be telling the stories about what's happening in your backyard, but also telling the stories what's happening nationally up in Sacramento. We've got a lot coming up in California over the next few months and years. We've got some major elections for the mayor of Los Angeles. We've got midterms coming up, and also got an election for governor as well. In addition to that, and you guys know this really well, we've got the LA Olympics coming up. We've got 2 Super Bowls here in California, And did I mention the Soccer World Cup? There's a lot going on. So our timing is pretty good. We wanted to make sure that we were here when the stories were going to be breaking, but also there hasn't been all the news coverage that perhaps from some of the mainstream media that we would have wanted to see, and our chances to tell those stories that aren't being told right now.
In many ways, you do feel like right now California, and specifically Los Angeles, feels like the center of the universe. And you're going to be covering it all with that signature New York Post style.
Yeah, that's really important. What the New York Post has been so successful is that front page that you guys mentioned a minute ago, which is telling people this is what we believe matters. We're bringing that to California, but also plain spoken. You know, we're not going to be writing for other journalists. We're writing for everyday, hard-working Californian folk, and we'll bring that wit that the New York Post has been so famous for, having a bit of fun along the way, but at its very core, informing people about what's going on. And you know, our front page story was pretty hot today, and that's what we're going to be doing. You know, those stories that aren't being told, we'll be telling and holding the powerful to account. Really Speaking of those people who spend all our money, right? We're going to hold them accountable, make sure they're spending it properly.
That's right. We hold them accountable. That's what we should be doing. Speaking of fun, it's great to see you guys there in Larchmont. We know you've got the Yeasty Boys out there, so say hello to Nick and this team out there. The California Post, congratulations, and welcome. Of course, you can find the California Post on CaliforniaPost.com. It's also available now on your app store, and then you'll find these print versions all across Southern California.
Nick Paps, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nick.
Congratulations.
Great, thank you.
All right, on over to Roxia and Sandra. Good morning. Do you have your copy?
We do.
Yeah. Over there. You better save it. This is going to be valuable, right?
I know.
First ever.
I love it. All right. As the new year gets underway, is love one of your New Year's resolutions? A relationship expert is joining us to talk about the benefits of professional matchmaking.
Plus, the Rams won't be featured in the Super Bowl, but at least we have the commercials to look forward to, right? Okay. Well, my Budweiser's ad is going viral this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Monday. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
A stabbing, a hit and run, and a high-speed police chase. How officials are confirming that deadly chain of events, all connected to the same suspect.
Plus, going on strike, thousands of Kaiser Permanente employees are fed up, walking off the job. How this will impact your patient care.
And did somebody say headlines? Papers, papers, get your papers here. The California Post is out with its first edition, and we've got it in studio. And yes, I said California Post, not New York Post. Details on the West Coast version of the publication. But first, let's send it on over to Maria at the weather wall.
You're like the page boys, right? Or what do you call them? The kids on the corner. Paper, get your paper.
Paper, get your paper here.
I'll take one, though. I'll take one. Good morning to you. We've got the high clouds. That's about it for us. We've got an area of high pressure on this side of the country. The other side, they've been dealing with the trough of low pressure and a lot of that cold air, and dangerously cold temperatures will continue. We've got temperatures that are very comfortable, actually, right now. 59 degrees. I won't gloat over it too much. 55 in Corona, 34 in Big Bear to that 56 in Palm Springs, and high temperatures today will once again be slightly above the average. Around 70, though, in Palm Springs. A little warmer here in the coastal basin, 72 degrees for downtown LA. That's above the normal 68. Similar conditions for the valleys and the Inland Empire, and around 68 at the coast. It will get warmer. I'll let you know how much and when coming up in my complete forecast. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Maria. New information coming out in the homicide of a man found on a Fullerton street. He was stabbed and run over last night.
Let's go straight out to Mario, who's in Buena Park, or how a Buena Park pursuit suspect may be connected to this killing in Fullerton. Mario?
Sandra, Roxy, that's right. Police say the same 27-year-old suspect connected to that homicide here in Fullerton led police on a chase before being arrested in Buena Park, and we learned about those developments early this morning. Take a look. We want to show you the scene here in Fullerton overnight. Investigators say this all started here at the intersection of Euclid and Baker just before 9 o'clock last night. A 911 caller reported seeing a man stabbed, then struck by a vehicle driven by the same suspect before he sped off, leaving the victim in the street. Officers and paramedics arrived within minutes, and they began CPR, but the man was pronounced dead here near the median where this all played out. Meanwhile, Fullerton police immediately pushed out a description of that vehicle to nearby agencies, and about 20 minutes later, and just a few miles from the original scene, the search came to an end when the suspect was taken into custody as bystanders were watching. Take a listen.
I was leaving Knott's Berry Farm, and I was walking up the street here, and there was a guy on the ground here. He was yelling out, "God forgive me," and he was getting arrested. And then they put a spit hood over his head. He was just screaming, God forgive me." That's what he was saying. He was saying, "God forgive me." Buena Park police located that vehicle believed to be involved, a gray Toyota Camry, and a short pursuit followed after crashing near an apartment building. Officers eventually boxed in the car at Beach Boulevard in La Palma, taking that driver into custody, and investigators confirming the person detained there, the same suspect connected to Fullerton's homicide. Police identifying him as Francisco Soriano Jr., a 27-year-old Fullerton resident, now booked on a murder charge at the Fullerton Police Department jail. Now, the investigation this morning, back out here live, had the intersection behind me closed for about 10 hours before it reopened early this morning. And police at this hour continue to look into a possible motive and what led up to this deadly attack. For now, live in Fullerton this morning, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Tens of thousands of healthcare workers are hitting the picket lines.
Let's go to Gigi right now in Panorama City to explain why. Gigi, good morning.
Good morning. The strike kicked off at 7 o'clock this morning, and it involves 31,000 registered nurses and other healthcare professionals who work at Kaiser Permanente. They are calling this an unfair labor practice strike, and they will be on strike indefinitely across California and Hawaii. The striking healthcare workers are all members of United Nurses Associations of California, Union of Healthcare Professionals, and they're accusing Kaiser of unlawfully undermining contract negotiations and attempting to intimidate workers into not exercising their legal right to strike. Now, the strike will affect more than 24 hospitals and hundreds of clinics, continue and will continue until the union says Kaiser reaches a fair agreement with them. One issue on the table, in addition to wages, is staffing. Registered nurse and cardiac care specialist Richard Peach says Kaiser is seriously understaffed.
Think about being a patient in a bed and waiting for something like whether it's you have chest pain or you need immediate attention. And with staffing, right, when you don't have enough resources, it's really difficult to get that across.
And you believe that there are not sufficient resources right now?
There's not sufficient resources consistently. So there may be days where we have good resources and days where we may not, but we just want consistency across the board.
In a written statement released by Kaiser, it reads in part, despite the union's claims, this strike is about wages. This open-ended strike by UHCP is unnecessary when such a generous offer is on the table. The strike is designed to disrupt the lives of our patients, the very people we are all here to serve. Now, according to Kaiser, they have offered a 21.5 wage increase over the life of the contract. Both Kaiser and the union have agreed to go back to the bargaining table, but the strike at different Kaiser facilities will continue, they say, the union says, until an agreement is reached. And you are looking live, Kaiser, Panorama City. All of these healthcare professionals, they include nurses, dietitians. There's a lot of people, 31,000 to be exact, according to the union. For the full statement from Kaiser Permanente, you can find that on our website, foxla.com. Reporting live in Panorama City, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Gigi, a long, ongoing issue there. Thank you for that. Now to the latest in Minneapolis. Federal agents shot and killed a 37-year-old man on Saturday, making it the third shooting involving law enforcement in the city in recent weeks.
That man has been identified as Alex Preddy, and a warning, this video may be tough to watch. DHS says that Preddy approached federal agents with a handgun, calling the deadly shooting an act of self-defense. However, bystander video leading up to the shooting does not appear to show Preddy holding a weapon. Minneapolis police say he was a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. Governor Tim Walz now says the state will conduct its own investigation.
What's the plan, Donald Trump? What is the plan? What do we need to do to get these federal agents out of our state? You thought fear, violence, and chaos is what you wanted from us, and you clearly underestimated the people of this state and nation.
Meanwhile, Border Patrol senior official Gregory Bovino held a news conference nearby and reiterated the claim that the agent shot Preddy at self-defense after he allegedly tried to interfere with a Border Patrol agent, brandishing a weapon and violently resisting arrest as agents tried to disarm him. But again, the witness video appears to contradict those statements.
Let's think of what those agents were doing on that scene, making a split-second decision. You've had 24 hours to try and armchair quarterback things. That agent had a split second to make a decision.
Following Preddy's death, two separate hearings will be held today regarding the immigration crackdown in Minnesota. In one case, a judge considers whether to temporarily halt immigration enforcement within the state. The second hearing involves a temporary restraining order blocking federal agencies from destroying or altering evidence related to its most recent shooting.
And Alex Preddy was a 37-year-old intensive care unit nurse at a Veterans Affairs hospital, and authorities say he brought a 9mm gun with two fully loaded clips to the protest Saturday morning, but again, he did have a legal permit to carry that gun. Witnesses say he was holding a phone, as you see in the video, and not the weapon when he was tackled by a group of federal agents after he tried to help a person who was shoved to the ground by officers. We're now hearing from Preddy's father about the life and legacy left behind.
People deeply, and he was very upset with what was happening in Minneapolis and throughout the United States with ICE.
Protests across the country continue to grow in the wake of these shootings. This as the Trump administration carries out its crackdown on undocumented immigrants.
ICE activity in Minnesota could also lead to another government shutdown. Democrats in the Senate are vowing to block funding that includes any money for the Department of Homeland Security. The current proposal includes $65 billion in funding for DHS. Democrats not willing to pass the bills until major changes are made to immigration enforcement. Republicans have the majority in the Senate, but they would need support from some Democrats to clear the 60-vote hurdle. The next possible government shutdown could happen at midnight on Friday.
And here locally, a lawsuit will be announced today on behalf of detainees at the Adelanto ICE Processing Center. Attorneys accuse of ICE of inhumane and unconstitutional conditions at the center. They say the lawsuit seeks to hold government agencies and private contractors accountable. More details will be shared at a news conference later this morning.
Today marks 6 years since the death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. They were killed when their helicopter crashed into a steep hillside in dense fog. 7 others were also on board. Kobe was a 5-time NBA champion and longtime Los Angeles Lakers star. The tragedy sends shockwaves not just through the sports world, but well beyond. And to this day, people continue to honor his legacy with murals and statues all across Southern California. In 2021, Congresswoman Michelle Steele introduced a resolution to recognize Kobe Bryant Day nationwide on August 24th.
Now to the Rams. What a heartbreaking loss last night. We're all feeling it still this morning, right? Yeah, the team will not be going to the Super Bowl, so let's pick it up. In the third, Rams trailing 31-20, and Matt Stafford throws it deep to Puka Nacua. Another huge Puka play there cuts the deficit to 31-27. To the fourth quarter, Rams would get a defensive stop and the ball back, but facing 4th and 4 at the Seattle 7-yard line. Stafford's pass is broken up. 10 seconds left. Stafford looks, throws deep sideline to Nacua, who makes the grab. He looks to be out of bounds, though, but he is ruled inbounds, but that does it. The Seahawks beat the Rams 31-27 and advance to the Super Bowl.
Painful.
I know.
Nothing but gratitude for these guys. Nothing but respect for the Seahawks. And I'm pretty numb. You know, I think the finality of all of it, you know, when you don't allow yourself to even think about anything other than just advancing. You know, I felt like we were going to be the team on that podium, and we weren't. And, you know, you give Seattle the credit. But I love this group. And, you know, I'm never really short on words, and I am right now. So it's tough.
Tough, very gracious there. Super Bowl 60 between the Patriots and the Seahawks is Sunday, February 8th at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Oddmakers have the Seahawks as a 4-point favorite, so we'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh.
Tough night for you, I know. Your husband's a big fan.
He's not gonna, it takes a while to recover, so.
Yeah.
It's like he just watches the replay over and over. Yeah, anyway, it is what it is. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about entertainment coming up after the break, including a new trailer for the Muppet Show reboot.
But first, a check of traffic.
And Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. As we take a wide look at the real-time traffic map, just a couple incidents on the board, but I wanted to show you this really slow moving here over to Riverside. This is our 60 freeway at Rubidoux Boulevard. You can see that it is quite slow on the westbound side, which are the cars coming at you. So just be prepared for that if you're getting ready to head on the 60 in Riverside. Here are the drive times in and out of downtown LA. Going out of downtown towards Santa Monica on that West 10 between the 5 to the 405. 47 minutes, actually not too slow for this time of day. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 25 minutes. And on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5, just a little over 30 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. This weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casinos. Get ready for a dry week ahead. Yes, our pleasant weather conditions will continue with some partly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures actually going to warm up a little bit today, but more so as we get to the end of the week and next weekend with temperatures back in the 70s and 80s. And if you're looking for when the next rainstorm will be headed our way, I'm looking at the long range models, and it won't be until at least February 8th, maybe the 9th. So it's going to be a while until we get some measurable rain. It's a good thing we had all that rain earlier this month, and I'll show you that in just a sec. But we did have a nice cool end to last week, culminating to that 71 yesterday for the end of our weekend. But yeah, we had 4 days of good rain earlier this month, totaling up to almost 2.5 inches. So this, plus the rain we got already this season, beginning October 1st, we have a surplus going. So this has helped to add some of that moisture in the vegetation, which has helped to lower our fire danger. And so we're doing pretty good. Hopefully we will get some changes and we'll get the weather pattern to switch, and we'll get a little bit more rain as we get to the remainder of our winter season, if you can call it that. 72 today for downtown LA. Here are the other highs: 73 in Riverside, 74 in Corona, 72 Woodland Hills, to that 61 in Victorville. Back to you.
Thanks, Maria. We're just catching up here on the California Post.
That's right.
Going post to post, baby.
I love the smell.
I love the smell. I have to say, we were smelling it in the newsroom. Yeah, and no one judged anyone. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. The Muppets are about to give us some razzle-dazzle on Disney Plus with the help of their famous friends. You know, Sabrina Carpenter, Maya Rudolph, and Seth Rogen.
Doing the show again, Frog. Oh, that's right.
Oh my God, it's you. You're my idol.
You're sweet. Go on.
I grew up watching you. My parents grew up watching you. Their parents grew up watching you.
We can relate, right?
You can catch this variety special premiere on Disney Plus coming up soon on February 4th. That's next week already. February is next week. This coincides with the 50th anniversary of the original series, The Muppets. My Kermie. I know you love Miss Piggy.
Oh, I love Miss Piggy. You know I love Miss Piggy.
You know, I have to say I like to keep good relationships with the people I interview, but I hope she knows that I am sorry for making the Kevin Bacon and John Hamm jokes.
Yeah.
She walked out on you, didn't she?
She goes, that's it. I've had it.
Yeah, exactly.
She really didn't come back?
She did come back.
Oh, okay, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
It's like, wow, no sense of humor.
I know, right? Miss Piggy, we love you.
And we love this, right, guys?
I do love this.
We've been talking about it all morning. Look at this in the print.
I don't want to look at this part, though.
I know. It's the cheeky headlines, though. It's a new era.
Word.
Yeah, that's right.
Wild, very well played.
A new era in news arriving to the West Coast.
So you've heard, of course, of the New York Post. Well, get ready to welcome the California Post. The first edition, as you see, is here. We'll tell you how you can celebrate in Larchmont Village coming up.
at this. We got it. A first. That's right. For this area.
Papers, get your papers here.
Read all the headlines, right? This is so fun. A major new player in California journalism hitting the newsstands and launching online.
Yeah, the California Post rolled out its first ever edition this morning. Here is a first look at the front and back page of the first edition with a cover story diving right into the long-rumored rift between filmmakers Josh and Benny Safdie with new reporting on a controversial incident on the set of their movie Good Time. The California Post plans to focus on stories that directly affect lives right here in the Golden State with a goal to hold some of the most powerful institutions accountable. The paper's editors promise that this California edition will entertain and have the same DNA of their sister publication, as you know, the New York Post. Earlier on Good Day LA, we spoke with California Post editor-in-chief Nick Papps.
What I'm excited about is the fact that we got reporters all the way from Sacramento down to San Diego. And they'll be telling the stories that other people aren't telling. They'll be telling the stories about what's happening in your backyard, but also telling the stories of what's happening nationally up in Sacramento.
To celebrate the launch, the California Post is linking up with Yeasty Boys Bagels to pop up across LA all week long to give out free bagels inspired by New York classic favors.
Look at that list of cities they're going to hit, and we are taking a live look right now at the food. Look at those breakfast sandwiches. Yummy. And look at that crowd.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love the hard newspaper. Me too. Hold in your hand.
It's a throwback. There's even a TV guide. There's the Scrabble. There's word,
word search,
games.
crossword, sports, entertainment, and wordplay.
That's right. And Bob's on his way there, so he's going to chat with all those readers right there in the 10 o'clock hour. But it's the cheeky headlines, the wordplay, right? Look at this headline, Cloak and Swagger.
Well, this was a big deal at Sundance over the weekend with Charlie XCX. I love what they did there. I mean, the play on word here with Oscar Wilde.
Yeah, very fun.
It is.
Also, there's just something to be said about holding a paper. You know, not scrolling.
And the smell of it.
I do love the smell.
When was the last time you've had
been a while
in your hands? Do you know?
You know, when I go to a hotel, you can opt in sometimes for them to have the paper by your door when you wake up.
Yeah,
always like that.
There's something special.
Yeah, there is something.
Yeah, with your coffee.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, exciting stuff ahead. Lots coming up on Good Day LA. First, though, don't forget Fox 11 will be co-hosting a gubernatorial debate. That's coming up February 3rd.
We are teaming up with our Bay Area sister station, KTVU, and the Black Action Alliance to host the race for California governor. We'll broadcast it live here on Fox 11 from 5:30 to 8 and stream it on the Fox Local app.
And Marla Tejas will serve as one of 3 moderators, and we do want to hear from you. So we want you to scan that QR code you see right there. Submit a question for the candidates. For more info online, go to foxla.com. And with that, we'll be right back. everyone. Welcome to Good Day Late. It is 9:30. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Outrage growing nationwide after yet another deadly shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis. How locals here in California are protesting.
Plus, we're expecting to hear new details this week on savings accounts for millions of newborns, details on who will be eligible.
And Long Beach Black Restaurant Week is back, celebrating the city's diverse food scene, how you can support local Black-owned businesses. But first, to check on weather.
Gosh, that looks so good right now. Good morning to you. Yes, our weather looks pretty good. Actually, as we start this week with very pleasant conditions. Right now, a mix of some sunshine and some clouds, about 61 degrees in downtown LA. Mostly light winds, but coming out of the northeast, an offshore flow developing because of this area of high pressure that is in control of our weather, keeping that storm track away from us. That high will give us a warming trend as we get into the end of the week and this upcoming weekend. This system will try to kind of displace that high a little bit late tomorrow into Wednesday, but I don't think we'll see any effects as far south as SoCal. It will stay dry, it looks like, according to the models, through at least through the first week of February into the second week. So I'll keep you posted as the models change up. Hopefully it will, and we will get some measurable rain. In the meantime, it'll stay dry. Air quality, pretty good. We've got some green dots, mostly green and yellow dots on the map. That means good to moderate air quality. So anything you have planned outdoors, you should be okay as far as the air quality. Temperatures this afternoon getting to around 73 in Burbank, 72 in Woodland Hills, Pasadena, downtown, 74 in Corona to that 73 in Riverside to 49 in Big Bear and 70 degrees in Palm Springs. Back to you.
New this morning, Israel says it has recovered the remains of its final hostage in Gaza, clearing the way for the next phase of the ceasefire with Hamas. The remains of the 24-year-old police officer killed in the October 7th attack were found after a large-scale military operation. Prime Minister Netanyahu called it a significant achievement. Since the ceasefire began, 20 living hostages and 27 sets of remains have been returned. Talks now focus on stabilizing Gaza. Meanwhile, Israel's Supreme Court is considering a petition to allow independent journalists into Gaza as media access remains tightly restricted. Meantime, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says a U.S. security guarantees document for Ukraine is ready to be signed.
It comes after a weekend of trilateral meetings in Abu Dhabi, negotiations for the peace agreement to end the war. Despite those negotiations, though, Russia still attacked Ukraine over the weekend. Maintenance crews are now working to restore a thermal power plant badly damaged in several airstrikes. It had to stop operations during one of the coldest winters in Ukraine, and the bitter temperatures really making repairs more difficult. Talks to end the war between Ukraine and Russia are expected to continue later this week.
Anger, confusion, and sadness lingering across Minneapolis after another federal immigration agent involved shooting death over the weekend.
Marianne Rafferty reports on the latest reactions.
As continuing in Minneapolis after a Customs and Border Patrol officer shot and killed 37-year-old Alex Preddy on Saturday.
Never would have imagined that there would have been another murder in our backyard.
Federal officials say the officer acted in self-defense, claiming Preddy approached with a semi-automatic handgun. Bystander videos leading up to the shooting don't appear to show Preddy holding a firearm. Federal agents can be seen knocking Preddy to the street. Preddy owned a handgun and had a permit to carry a concealed weapon. Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino told the public not to interfere with immigration operations.
Many different accounts that you may see, that I may see, that anybody here may see, that, folks, is why we have something called an investigation.
Preddy worked as an intensive care nurse. His father opening up about his son's passion for advocating for justice.
He cared about people deeply, and he was very upset with what was happening in Minneapolis and throughout the United States with ICE.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is once again demanding federal immigration agents leave the state, accusing them of stoking fear throughout communities.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota.
Preddy's death follows the deadly shooting of Renee Good at the hands of an ICE agent earlier this month in Minneapolis. I'm Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
The latest shooting prompted local demonstrations in Ventura County. Protesters rallied against ICE.
Hey, hey, ho, ho! Fascist ICE has got to go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Fascist ICE has got to go.
They held demonstrations in Thousand Oaks, Ventura, and Simi Valley. They're demanding justice for Alex Preddy, and demonstrators say they want the shootings to stop.
I see it getting worse, so I'm out here doing this. You know, I'm 83 years old, you know, and I could be doing what other retired people do, but this is important, and everyone needs to be out here.
Again, Homeland Security officials claim the agents acted in self-defense.
Happening today, thousands of Kaiser employees will go on strike. The union is citing unfair labor practices and chronic understaffing. In LA and Orange counties, patients will likely see delayed appointments. Some pharmacies are also expected to be closed. Kaiser is offering a 21.5% wage increase over the life of the contract, but workers say they still need more staff on the floors and they want their benefits left in place.
Also happening today, a former Canadian Olympic snowboarder is scheduled to make his first court appearance on narcotics trafficking and murder charges in a federal court in Santa Ana. Accused drug kingpin Ryan Wedding was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list until his arrest late last week in Mexico. The FBI says the 44-year-old, as a member of the Sinaloa cartel, allegedly ran a transnational drug trafficking operation that routinely shipped cocaine from Colombia through Southern California and across the U.S. and Canada. The indictments against him also allege Wedding ordered the killing of a witness who was set to testify against him in a federal drug case.
A friend of singer David has been arrested in Montana for failing to appear as a witness in the LA investigation of a teen girl murder. Media streamer right there, Leo Langston, was arrested Thursday. Montana authorities sending him back to LA to testify before a grand jury. David is considered a suspect, though he hasn't been arrested yet in the death of Lake Elsinore teen Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her remains were found in September in the front trunk of a impounded Tesla that belongs to David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke.
We have breaking news right now. Let's go straight up to Stu and Sky Fox in Pomona. What are we looking at, Stu?
Ladies, it's not a good news at all. It's a fatal crash happening out here on the eastbound 60 freeway right at the 71. It seems to be a single vehicle, and at first we thought went into that center divider pole, but it might just be the guardrail. California Highway Patrol are out here right now. They're taking away 2 lanes, but the traffic, yeah, we were watching it as we were making our way out here. It looks like this. It's almost solid all the way from the first time on the eastbound lanes where you got the option for the 57. That is quite a distance indeed. Those 2 lanes are open right now. They're doing their investigation and waiting for that corner, but no time frame on when they're going to reopen up those 2 lanes. So the eastbound 60 over to the Pomona area, basically from Roland Heights, you are on the brakes. Give yourself an extra 45. Yes, I said 45 minutes if you're going to take this drive. Either that or maybe look into the 10, depending upon where you need to be. I'm Stu up in Sky Fox. Sending it back to y'all in the studio.
All right, Stu, thank you for that. On to this now. Waymo robo-taxis are under investigation of the National Transportation Safety Board. The NTSB announcing the investigation after a series of incidents of the robotic cars passing stopped school buses. At least 24 such incidents have been reported in the Austin, Texas area. And this comes as more drivers in our area report seeing Waymos now entering freeway roads. Meantime, the company says it's continually improving its Waymo driver system, and there have been no collisions involved. On to this now. A week-long celebration of Long Beach diverse food scenes is happening now.
Let's go to Coco, live at one of the places taking part in all of this, Long Beach Black Restaurant Week. Hi there.
Hey there, I love Long Beach Black Restaurant Week because I get to really see and try new restaurants like Panama International here in Long Beach. You have got to try this. This is the only Panamanian restaurant on the West Coast. I am here with Chef RJ Squires and his wife Mercedes as well. I'm going to start with you, Chef. If you can just talk about Panama International.
Well, Panama International is a restaurant that's catering to Panama's culture, its arts, and also its food, our vibrant food, to showcase to the city of Long Beach and everyone in LA.
Yes, and look at this beautiful display. If you can talk about the move here, because you just moved in December 31st.
Yes, we were originally located on Wilshire Boulevard at the intersection of La Brea. We were there for 4 years, and we were busting at the seams, had to move. And Long Beach selected us, and we're so happy to be here. We're so happy.
I know they're happy to have you, too, with this delicious food. So, Chef, take us through some of the dishes here.
So our premier dish would be our snapper. This is our stuffed snapper. It's stuffed with lobster, clams, shrimp, and snow crab. And then also we have our pollo guisado, our almejas, which is our steamed clams. And then our top seller, one of our top sellers is our ceviche, our house ceviche.
I can see why it's a top seller. And if you can talk about why you like being part of Long Beach Black Restaurant Week.
Well, I mean, it's obvious we are a cultural space sharing cultural food. And this week with Black Restaurant Week offers so many opportunities for other people to partake. So we're just excited to be a part of it.
Well, we're happy that you are part of it. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Thank you so much, Chef RJ, as well, for this beautiful display. This is a place, I'm telling you, you have got to come and try, because it's so special to be able to taste and experience a little bit of Panama's culture. And that's exactly what you're doing at Panama International here in Long Beach. Long Beach Black Restaurant Week will run until January 31st. I'll send it back to you.
That snapper looks so good. You could just tell it's so flavorful.
Doesn't it look
spices.
Incredible?
Yes. Oh,
so colorful. Yeah, beautiful.
I know. All right, Coco, thank you. The IRS will open its annual tax filing season today. Americans who already have their W-2s can calculate what they will owe or what they'll receive as a refund and file their taxes with the federal government. The new tax provisions passed by Congress and signed into law by President Trump last summer may have some benefits in the way of new tax credits and deductions. Some of those provisions include no tax on tips, no tax on overtime pay, no tax on car loan interest, and enhanced deductions for seniors.
Another heads up, this tax season starting today, parents can sign up their children for a Trump savings account. You can't start contributing to the account until July, but you can register for it now when filing your taxes. You use IRS Form 4547. Through some of the accounts and it names babies born, that is, from 2025 through 2028, they will receive a one-time $1,000 contribution from the Department of Treasury, and then individuals can contribute up to $5,000 per year to that account, and employers can also contribute up to $2,500 per year. To enroll, parents of babies born in 2025 through 2028 can complete the IRS form or just visit trumpaccount.gov.
Huh. All right. Good option for
that is
there.
good.
Okay, we know excessive screen times on cell phones could lead to learning problems for younger kids when they start school. But get this, a survey by Kindred Squared found about 1 in 3 children who started their first year of school last year were trying to swipe or tap on books the same way they would on a mobile device. The survey also found 28% of kids who started school could not eat or drink on their own. Excessive screen time was a key factor in kids not being ready for school. Yeah, just turning or flipping a page of a book, right? It's a foreign concept to some kids these days.
You gotta go like this, not like this.
Teach them how to actually turn the page.
All right, 9:44 here coming up. Online auction will feature some of the best of street art you have ever seen.
Brooke is live in Gardena with a sneak peek at what's hitting the block.
Hey there, yes, we are here at Julian's, and you know, this next bit of this auction that I want to show you, you're going to be able to get your hands on art by an artist that, well, that nobody's ever seen before. Right? Talk to me about the Banksy collection you have here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Banksy, nobody knows who he is, right? But he leans on rats, and we have some incredible pieces that are original works of art. And when you're dealing with Banksy and you're dealing with an original work of art, it's more than likely it came off of a building. Okay. So we have a couple pieces with the 2 rats here that we have, and prices on these items range anywhere from $20,000 to $150,000. Big swath of value.
Yeah, I've been joking all morning that, you know, the Tony Hawk stuff, you're going to have to crack open your piggy bank. Like, this you may have to borrow against your 401k. Okay, because you're expecting these pieces to go for a lot of money.
They are a lot of money, but he is the most recognized, without being recognized, street artist there is. And so, you know, he does love to play on the irony of the social commentary of the world. So with the rat, obviously, you can spell art with rat. The rat is also representative of the poor man being pushed against society. So clearly it's the rise, the rebel is the rat. So, you know, we're very excited to have these items up for offer and have an original piece of street art that comes from arguably the greatest street artist the world's ever seen.
Okay, listen, if somebody has an extra $100,000 just lying around for an iconic piece of art, I will give you that.
It's true.
How can they get their hands on it?
You have to go to juliansauctions.com. The auction closes February 4th. You can bid now at juliansauctions.com and register, bid, you know, take home a rat.
I love it. All right, back to you.
Wow.
My goodness.
A lot of interesting pieces there.
Unique stuff there.
Cool. Thank you, Brooke. All right, coming up is love, one of your New Year's resolutions. We have an expert joining us after the break to talk about relationships.
Why you should dump the dating apps and consider professional matchmaking as a real way to make long-lasting relationships, and how these services don't have to be as expensive as you think.
Skyfox over the termination of a pursuit that came to a crashing end out here in the La Puente area. We're actually on Nelson near the cross of Mayland. You can see what's going on right there. That vehicle that was being pursued by the Sheriff's Department crashes into a big rig, making a turn into a building out here and in this industrial area. Now, the fire department just arriving here on scene. One of the people inside that vehicle still trapped in there. Fire department, they're breaking out the jaws of life. They're going to have to open up this vehicle like a can to get that person out. Unsure if that is going to be a passenger or a driver. We did see another person going into custody as soon as we arrived. Reckless driving is what caught the eyes of the Sheriff's Department. That's what started this pursuit. Started in the Hacienda Heights area, crashed out here in La Puente. One person still inside that vehicle. You see the fire department just popping that door. Sheriff's Department, they're working to take that person into custody. But again, this all was because of a pursuit. I'm Stu up in Skyfox, sending it back to you all in the studio.
All right, Stu, I'll take it. Thank you for that update. We have weather-wise, really some pleasant weather conditions here for us. Conversely, big contrast for the rest of the nation. High pressure means some dry, mild weather conditions and keeping that storm track away from us all the way up into the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures are going to warm up significantly as we get into the end of the week and this upcoming weekend. In the meantime, upper 60s along our coast with some sunshine, kind of a mix of sunshine and some clouds. Downtown LA today, 72 room temperature. This is a degree warmer than yesterday. We're going to get up to the upper 70s by Friday into this coming weekend. Won't feel like the end of January here with even some low 80s expected in some areas by Friday. Today, though, 72 for the valleys and the Inland Empire with some sunshine as we head up to the mountain locations. 49 degrees in Big Bear. Very cold overnight low temperatures and morning temperatures in the 20s. So this is how they are making a lot of snow during the overnight hours. So you can still get up to the mountains and check out, maybe enjoy a snow day if you can. 59 in the high desert areas, getting into the upper 60s this weekend. And the Coachella Valley, if you're headed to Palm Springs, around 70 today, getting up to 80, 81 by Friday into this coming weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. So dating in LA can feel like a full-time job, so I hear, with endless swiping and bad first dates that end up in a, I don't know, situationship, right?
Yep. So what exactly works? Well, we have Adam Cohen-Maslany from 3 Day Rule is here to break down modern dating trends and how AI can help you find the one. Is that really working? Well, welcome, first of all. We have so many questions.
This is like the love lounge of LA. I love sitting here with you guys.
The love lounge. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we're both married. However, we know a lot of people who are singles, or we see them out and about. And gosh, why is it so hard? Why do people feel so burnt out when it comes to the apps?
Well, okay, burnt out from the apps because we've been on them for 13 years. And there's 13 years since Tinder. And there's been a 9% success rate with dating apps. So if you have not found the one, you're not alone. That's why a lot of people are turning to matchmaking. There's a between 70 and 80% success rate when you introduce a matchmaker into the love journey.
Okay, well, why is it so difficult to begin with to date here in LA specifically? I know no one wants to drive far, right?
That's
is that it?
The traffic.
That is one of the challenges for sure. So LA is a transient city. A lot of people are coming here to discover themselves, to come to Hollywood. And so how long are people going to be here and who are they yet? I think people are just trying to discover who they are. There's a realness factor here that can be challenging. Distance. There's infinite options, and sometimes the paradox of choice gets the best of us, and we keep looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
Not the best. It's expensive also to date, and a real-time commitment because of traffic. So you want to make sure you date with intention, and you know exactly what you're getting into before you go on your first date. But those are some of the challenges that residents in LA face.
Okay, so tell us how this works and, why this is the best way to go.
Totally. Well, so 3 Day Rule is a traditional matchmaking company. So we have over 60 matchmakers from across the country that can help you find love. However, matchmaking has been generally for the 1% or 5% if you can afford to pay for a matchmaker and a date coach. And now we've democratized that for the whole country.
Okay.
So you can download the 3 Day Rule app and you can chat with a matchmaker on the app as you would a matchmaker in real life. And you build up this emotional connection, this friendship connection with the AI matchmaker in the 3-Day Rule app. There's a lie detector inside the app, so we're trying to really understand who you are and who you say you are so that we can match you correctly. And then inside the app, we do the chatting for you. We have conversations with other people and only bring you back the best potential candidates.
So this is AI doing all this.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So our app has been built by 60 matchmakers who've been doing this for over 15 years. That data has built this app and built the AI. It's different, it works, and you've got to try it if you're single.
I always wonder about matchmaking, though, because let's say I'm a single woman who wants your help. How do you know that there's a good enough pool in the system as well? Like, you need a lot of guys or you know, whoever you want to be matched up with to be in the system, too.
That's a great question. So 3-Day Rule, we have been doing this for 15 years, so we have over 250,000 vetted singles already looking to be matched. What's neat about the app is once you download the app and start chatting on the app, not only are you available for online matching, but matchmakers can reach out to you for offline matching as well. So you get 2 shots of love, both on the app and potentially a matchmaker reaches out and say, hey, I have a great candidate for you.
What's the success rate been?
So matchmaking in general is about 70 to 80%, so roughly between 7 and 8 times more successful than a traditional dating app. One of the biggest reasons why is because matchmakers know why a date works or does not work. We go after our clients and after the date candidate and say, hey, will you tell us why this was a connection for you or not? We've taken all that data and put it inside the app. So we have what dating apps don't. We know why the date occurred and why it was functional or not functional.
You're doing the research. It's not just like it didn't work, it's over.
It's not random. It's very intentional. So everyone you get is vetted specifically for you.
3-Day Rule. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This is really intriguing. I'm sure a lot of people will want to step into this. So if you want more information about Adam and the modern matchmaking service, head to 3dayrule.com.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Really interesting, because people have to spend hundreds, thousands of dollars for matchmaking normally, right?
It's expensive.
You know that show, what was it, the Indian
Billion?
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome to 10 a.m. on this Monday morning. Here's some of the stories we're covering for you.
It's official, 31,000 Kaiser Permanente healthcare professionals have walked off the job. They are on strike. What they're asking for coming up.
The deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis is reverberating across the country. How it could bring the federal government to a sudden halt.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about our headlines this week. A dry week ahead. Temperatures are going to warm up even more as we get to the upcoming weekend. Staying rain-free. I'll let you know, though, more about when we can expect our next rainstorm coming up on our computer models. Back to you.
And hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The California Post is out. It is the first edition. We are live this morning in Larchmont. Get your copy coming up.
All right, before all that, though, police are looking into whether a Buena Park pursuit suspect may be connected to the murder of a man found stabbed and run over on Fullerton Street.
Mario Ramirez joining us now from the crime scene with the latest. Mario?
Sandra Roxia, and we did learn the suspect was taken into custody after officials say he was linked to 2 incidents, a wild chain of events across 2 Orange County cities. And let's go to the video here. It starts in Fullerton here at this intersection, Euclid and Baker, where police say a man was stabbed, then run over and left in the street by the same suspect just before 9 o'clock last night. A 911 caller reported seeing the attack unfold. Officers and paramedics rushed in and performed CPR on the roadway, but that victim was pronounced dead right along the median. And as the suspect took off, Fullerton police, they quickly released a broadcast of the description of that vehicle. About 20 minutes later, about 4 miles away, bystanders witnessed his arrest. Take a listen.
I was leaving Knott's Berry Farm and I was walking up the street here, and there was a guy on the ground here. He was yelling out, "God forgive me," and he was getting arrested. And then they put a spit hood over his head. He was just screaming, God forgive me." That's what he's saying. He's saying, "God forgive me."
Shortly after that broadcast, Buena Park PD located the vehicle, a gray Toyota Camry connected to the first scene. A short pursuit ended at La Palma and Beach Boulevard, where the car was boxed in. Police confirmed the person taken into custody at that scene. The same suspect wanted in Fullerton's homicide, identified as Francisco Soriano Jr., a 27-year-old Fullerton resident who was arrested and booked into the Fullerton Police Department jail on a murder charge. Now, back out here live, police continue to look into possible motive for all of this. And we can tell you the victim has yet to be identified. That'll come from the Orange County Coroner's Office. For now, that's the latest in Fullerton. I'm Mario Ramirez. Sandra Roxia, back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Now to a developing story. Tens of thousands of Kaiser Permanente employees are now on strike.
Gigi Graciette live in Panorama City to explain. Good morning.
That's right. It is official. 31,000 Kaiser Permanente employees here in California and Hawaii have either walked off the job or just called in on strike. You are looking live outside the Kaiser Permanente facility here on the corner of Roscoe and Woodman in Panorama City, where the strike started at 7 o'clock this morning. The striking workers, all members of United Nurses Associations of California, Union of Healthcare Professionals, and they're accusing Kaiser of undermining contract negotiations, attempting to intimidate workers into not striking, and of not bargaining in good faith. The strike will affect more than 24 hospitals and hundreds of clinics and will continue until the union says Kaiser reaches a fair agreement with them. Now, one issue on the table in addition to wages is staffing. Registered nurse assigned to the ER, Nicole Lycon, says Kaiser is understaffed, and that is affecting patient care.
So it backs up the emergency department, where our wait times are sometimes 4 to 5 hours, and we just see patients exasperated with the issues of not having enough staff.
Patients are waiting up to 5 hours in the ER.
In the emergency department, up to 5 hours, sometimes longer, depending on if we're short-staffed. There's no beds available. There's no nurses available to take care of these patients. And they get frustrated, and I understand their frustration. As a patient myself of Kaiser, I have to wait 2 months for my appointments as well, and it's not acceptable.
Now, in a written statement released by Kaiser, it reads in part, despite the union's claims, this strike is about wages. This open-ended strike by UNAC, UHCP is unnecessary. such a generous offer is on the table. The strike is designed to disrupt the lives of our patients, the very people we are all here to serve. And bringing it back here live outside the Kaiser Permanente facility on Roscoe and Woodman, Kaiser also says that their current offer to the union is, quote, the strongest compensation package in our national bargaining history. It's a 21.5% wage increase over the life of the contract, with 16% within the first 2 years. Now, what to do if you have an appointment at a Kaiser Permanente clinic or with a doctor? Check ahead just to make sure it has not been changed, canceled, or postponed. Kaiser says it has very strong contingency plans already in place. They've brought in additional staffing to the hospitals that are affected, and that it will not affect patient care. You are looking live at some of the nurses and other healthcare